Okay, so this is the first official game. The camera's gonna look like a little wonky right now. What's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna have one hero on this side, one hero on this side, and then I'll have the villain just kind of up at the rim of the other playmat. So what I did is I set the health bars for both of my heroes already. I have their aspect cards just below them. I'll explain that better after. I'm going to start with the villain though. So I chose Rhino. Rhino comes with all these other cards. I'm playing only the basic difficulty. So you add in these cards that say standard on the bottom. And because I'm going to be doing the recommended way that they want things done, I'm going to follow the break-ins rules. So this is the main scheme for him. I want to use Rhino 1 and 2, 2 and 3 for expert, which I'm not doing. Rhino and standard encounter set, so that's one with his name on it. One modular encounter set. They recommend bomb scare, so pop that in. So what I do now is I would shuffle those cards together, and then I would proceed to 1B. And I'll just explain this out really fast. Now, Rhino only has one main scheme. Some have more, some don't. Most of them only have one. So how it works is 7 per player. So since I'm playing two-handed, if this thing hits 14, I lose. Because it literally says, if this stage is completed, the players lose the game. Every time my players end their turn, I get 1 per person put on here for scheming, and then it starts at 0. So that's done. That's explained. Ta-da. He has, for his first stage, 14 health per player. I'm playing 2 players, so it's going to be at 28 just like it is now. He has no effects, so he's just that. He'll scheme 1 and attack for 2. I'll explain that better when I get to it. It's definitely going to happen in the first round with both things happening. Alright, so against Rhino, I'll shuffle this up after. I'm going to be using Iron Man and Spider-Man. And Iron Man, I'm going to be using a Justice deck I made. Spider-Man, I'll be using a Leadership deck. The next 2 games are going to be Aggression and Protection. So, health is set up, decks are set up, and again, remember, you have your hero, has to start off in its alter ego, so Peter's going to go there. You have your deck of 15 cards. Your obligation card gets shuffled into here. This gets set off to the side. Iron Man starts off as Tony Stark. I got his 15 cards, which are going to get added to my Justice cards. I should probably add these to the Leadership cards. The obligation card gets set aside, put on the deck, and then his Nemesis cards get put off to the side. I got Tony Stark and Peter Parker ready to go. I'll shuffle up, I'll set their health just below them, and we're good to go. So let's speed through this quick. Because I want to get this going. And keep in mind, I win when I can take down Rhino twice. Rhino wins when he either kills one of my guys or he completes his scheme. His main scheme. Alright. That one's done. Same deal. I like having my stuff sleeved, but I don't like having just clear. So these are Ultimate Guard Katana sleeves. I chose turquoise and yellow. It was actually the other way around when I was using Ultra Pro. These were yellow, those were turquoise. But I needed to re-sleeve everything anyway, so I was just like, we'll switch companies this time. Not an endorsement for Ultimate Guard, but man, those cards are nice. Alright, one more cut. that's done. Now the last thing I gotta do is shuffle up Rhino's deck. There are other rules to this game. I'll explain as they come up. And I'll try to show you any cards that I do play up close, so you can see what's up again. If this becomes something that people really enjoy, maybe I'll just end up scanning all the cards and then do it that way. Alright, one more cut. Now, I only added one modular set, the Bomb Scare. I can add more. The rulebook mentions you can add more, but it does warn you that it'll start diluting the encounter deck. There's a reason this thing's small. It's trying to give you a sense of urgency. If this deck runs out, there's a special rule. If these decks run out, there's a special rule. So, let's see how this goes. Okay, sorry, I had to cut my feed a little earlier. My battery was kind of dying, so I needed to do that. I'm hoping this is about where it was before and it's not too jarring. Sorry if it is. So just make this fair and people didn't think I like doctored decks. I'm just going to cut this quick. I'm going to readjust my area though. I'm going to put the health up above for both of them. Make my life a little easier. Then I'm going to move this here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. You know what? I'll keep the health beside them. Okay. Quick cut. Up, down. I'm saying cut. I should just edit that and be like, I'm going to shuffle the deck and then cut it quick. Yeah. Alright, so I don't want this to hit 14 scheme points. I'm going to roll a dice and see who's going first. If the dice shows odd number, Spider-Man starts. Even, Tony. Okay, Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a 6 hand size, and Tony Stark has a 6 hand size as well. I'm not even going to look at what Tony Stark has. I'm just going to do them one at a time. That is a lot of Spider-Man cards to start off with. I'll get those later. See, I'm going to discard 4 cards. I'm going to put 4 back in my hand. See what I'm sitting on? Oh yeah, that's not bad. I got a web shooter to start off with. Okay. Now Tony Stark. Now Tony Stark's deal is it revolves around the armor. So I'm going to have as much of that as possible in this game. I'm going to toss those 3 cards and draw 3 new ones. And then there's not a mulligan rule in this game. You can discard as many cards as you want in the first round and just redraw your hand up. So I got 3 pieces of armor. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Okay. Spider-Man starts, or Peter Parker I should say. So generate, there you go, good. That's actually not bad. So Peter Parker's ability is generate a science resource, limit once per round. I'm going to use that right now. I'm going to play this web shooter. So I have to put 3 web counters on it. While I'm a hero, I can exhaust the shooter and remove a web counter to get a random wild resource. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Peter Parker's ability, you can only use it once per round, so doing that. Gotta put 3 counters down. And if you can't see them on camera, they're just slightly off. And then when this is gone, discard all those cards. Then I'm going to... Oh, okay. I'm going to toss. Oh, if you're wondering how payments work, so you'll see there's a cost on a card, and then there's resources on the bottom of the cards. That's the deal. So for instance, I'm going to play this webbed up card. It requires 4 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gone. Now, webbed up's effect. Oh, I have to be a hero first. Take that back. Okay, I'm going to switch over into Spider-Man. Spider-Man's going to attack. So you exhaust it. And that does 2 damage to him. He's down to 26 now. And now that I am in hero form... Ooh, actually, you know what? I'm going to use this. So, I'm going to use the Web Shooter's effect to generate a resource. And then I'm going to keep Enhanced Spider Sense in my hand to play Webbed Up. Okay, now, let's do this properly. Webbed Up. Max 1 per enemy. I can only do it while I'm in my hero form. Cards always tell you this. I just don't read all the time like I should. So Forced Interrupt. When the attached enemy would attack, discard this card instead, and then stun the enemy. So I'm going to start with that. There. He's webbed up. And I still have a card in my hand if I need it. Let's put that off to the side. That's Spider-Man's turn done. Now, Tony Stark's deal. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Tony's ability. It's called Futurist. Come on, focus up. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1, discard the others. So, Futurist. None of these are really worth my time right now because I'm not ready for it yet. I'm going to get rid of those 2 and keep Surveillance Team though. Okay, I'm going to play Pepper Potts. She's a cost of 3. And I'm just going to toss my 3 Justice cards in my hand. Her effect, I can exhaust her, and I can generate the resources at the top card of my discard pile. That's a pretty nice ability, actually. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to give Iron Man the Mach 5 helmet, which I'm just going to put down here. The helmets, all the armor is just ridiculously awesome. And then I'm going to toss the Powered Gauntlet so I can play the Rocket Boots. And Rocket Boots' first line is I get +1 hit point. So now I'm up to 10 hit points total. He's going to stay as Tony Stark for this though, because I kind of want to show you guys how some of this stuff works. Now, after all players have finished their turn, each player simultaneously discards any number of cards from their hand. I don't want to discard anything from here. And then drop to my hand size, which was Spider-Man. It's 5 cards, not 6. That's better. So 5 now. And then Tony Stark has no cards in his hand. So I get to go back up to 6. And I don't need to worry about discarding anything. Oh, it's going to be a fun hand next turn. Okay, cool. There. That's done. Now, that's our turn done. I'm going to go over this. I'm just going to read it off first, and I'm going to do it in order. So, place threat on the main scheme. The villain activates this thing once per player. If they're a hero, they're attacked. If you're in your alter ego, they scheme. Deal an encounter card to each player. Each player reveals them in player order. And then pass the first player token. So, first thing. This is at 0 currently. It's going to go up by 2 because there's 2 players in the game. Oh, yes, that's right. Unexhaust these guys. Cool. Okay, so it goes up by 2. Again, I'm reaching off camera. And 2. First of all, comes at Spider-Man. Webbed Up's effect. When they would attack, discard it instead. Then stun. Okay, so that's done. How stun works, I'm going to grab another one from the stack. Next time this character would attack, discard it instead. So it kind of saves you from another attack again. That's part one. Now, Rhino's coming after Tony Stark. Scheme 1 plus the top card. 1 plus. If you're wondering how the pluses work, you look down the bottom right corner. You don't care about the text here. And it's just 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 more scheme points go on this one. Remember, 14 is the number I want to avoid. And then a face down card for each of us. 1 for him, 1 for me. Spider-Man first. Stampede. He attacks. If the character is damaged by this, they're stunned. But he is stunned, so nothing happens. Stampede just kind of goes away. Now Tony Stark. Side scheme. I'm going to show you this one a little closer. When revealed, place an additional 1 threat per player here. And then it has this here. So if this is here next round, deal an extra encounter fit card during the villain phase. This will affect the first player. And it starts with 2 plus 2 because it's a 2-player game, so it's at 4 already. Now side schemes are a little different than your normal schemes. When side schemes go down to 0, they go away, they go to the discard pile. That's all there is to it. Okay, and then the last thing. So we dealt in the counter card, we revealed and resolved, and now we pass it over. So Tony Stark is the first player. I gotta be a hero quick. So I'm gonna use I'm gonna use Tony Stark's effect first, Futurist. Look at the top 3 cards of my deck. It sucks Rocket Boots had to be one of the things, whatever. So I'm gonna grab the Rocket Boots. Add that to my hand. And I'm going to then play. I'm gonna discard War Machine and Genius. Because you'll notice Genius has 2 costs on it, but you only allow 1 per deck. So I'm paying 3, so I can play a Helicarrier, which I can exhaust that, choose a player, reduce the cost of the next card they play by 1. And I'm going to take advantage of that right now by exhausting it. And I'm going to play another Rocket Boot. And then I'm going to use Pepper Potts' ability. No, I can't yet. It sucks. You know, he's got 3 pieces of armor. I think I can make that work. So I got to flip Tony Stark over to Iron Man. His effect is I get +1 hand size for each tech upgrade. All 3 of these armor pieces here are tech upgrades. So my hand size is currently 4. Okay, anyways. Pepper Potts. I'm going to exhaust her. Generate the resource at the top, which in this case is 2 Genius. And I'm going to use 4 Justice. It's a hero action. Come on, focus up. There. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. 4 instead if you paid for this using a, science token, I guess. So I did. So I'm going to take off 4 from Breaking and Taken. So I don't have to deal with it. It gets discarded. And now we only have the main scheme to deal with. Okay. And then I'm going to use Repulsor Blast by discarding the Tenacity. So it is a hero action. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. For each printed resource discarded this way, deal 2 additional damage. So I got no hand anymore. 5 cards. 1 has 1 there. 2, nothing. 3, nothing. 4, there's 1 there. It's 2 symbols. Last card, 1. So I deal 7 damage altogether. It's all going to go to my homeboy. He goes from 26 to 19. There we go. That's done. And then we're going to do... He's not aerial. Okay, so I'm going to run you through each piece of armor as I have to. I can't use the rocket boots because I don't have a science icon in my hand to discard for the effect. So this one, exhaust Mark 5 helmet, remove a threat from a scheme, or from each scheme if from aerial. So I'm going to exhaust this, and I'm going to take 1 off, and then I'm going to use Iron Man's 2 thwart to knock 2 more off. So that's how you get rid of those, is using your character's thwart abilities. That's everything I could exhaust, so we're done there. Now we pass over Spider-Man. I don't have any minions right now. Make the call. Pay the printed cost of an ally in any player's discard pile. Put it into play under your control. Maybe. You know what? I do have Black Cat, so I think we can do that. Okay. See, I'm going to play Make the Call. So I have to pay the printed cost of an ally. Oh, no. Keep that off to the side because I'm using that. I'm going to toss Spider Tracer and Aunt May, which is Black Cat's a 2 cost, so I can do that. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to toss... Oh, no, I don't have to. I'm going to use this, get rid of a counter, and then I'm going to play Inspired. Inspired is an upgrade. It goes on allies specifically. They get +1 thwart and +1 attack. So now she's a 2/2. And I still have Enhanced Spider Sense in my hand. So, let's go over Black Cat's deal. After you play her, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Add each card of the printed science resource discarded this way to your hand. Top 2 cards. I gotta make the call. Sucks I had to give up energy. Okay, that's fine. And then also you'll notice if she thwarts, that little symbol there, she'd take 1 damage. If she attacks though, she didn't take any damage. So we're gonna get her to attack with her 2 attack. And I'm gonna get Spider-Man to attack with his 2 attack. That's 4 damage. He's down to 15. That's everything I want to do with this round. So, follow the rules. Discard any cards you want from your hand. I don't want to discard anything from either hand. And Tony Stark doesn't really have a hand. Oh, no. His different now. So he gets 1 card plus each tech upgrade. So 1 card, 2, 3, 4. I get a smaller hand, but... Oh, I'm going to get the Mark 5 armor. That's great. Okay, that's fine. And then Spider-Man goes up to a 5 card hand. There we go. Now we're starting to have some fun. Okay, cool. First thing, he generates 2 because he's up against 2 players. And then he attacks. Oh, ready up. Okay. He attacks Iron Man. Iron Man is just going to take it. He has 2 attack plus nothing, because there's no symbol on the bottom. So Iron Man just takes 2 undefended. I don't feel like defending with Iron Man right now. And then he attacks Peter Parker. 2 plus 1 is 3. He's down to 7. There. That's done. Deal an encounter card to each player. Iron Man. Pass this over. Give this to the Peter Parker player. These are the obligation cards. So he'll have a choice. Exhaust Peter Parker, remove it from the game, or discard a card at random from your hand. This card gets Surge, which means another card would come up, and then discard this obligation. I want to remove this from the game, so I'm going to flip over to Peter Parker. Because I am allowed to do that, you may flip to your alter ego form, and then I'm just going to exhaust Peter Parker now. Eviction notice is not in the game anymore. Can't come up. Then Spider-Man's card. Alright, so attached to Rhino. Spend 3 punch resources to discard this. He gets +1 as long as he has this. Cool. And then pass the first player token over. Do you have 3 punches? Of course not. Yee, it's gonna be a rough one. No draw effects. No. Do I have a 3 cost? Check this card pile. Hey, I do. Cool. Maybe we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna do another make the call. And you might be wondering, why can't you just flood the field? There is a rule with this game. You can only have 3 heroes max, unless you have a card that gives you an exception to that rule. So I'm gonna play make the call. I'm going to toss the other 3 cards in my hand so that I can play Mockingbird. I cannot use the web shooter to get her out here unless I put him in his hero mode, which I don't want to right now. After Mockingbird enters play, stun an enemy. I'm only going to stun the one that matters right now, which is Rhino, because I don't want Tony Stark or Iron Man eating anything too hard. I'm going to hold on to this enhanced spider sense. Then I'm going to attack with Black Cat for 2. Mockingbird for 1. Mockingbird does have that damage symbol underneath, so she's going to have to take 1 damage after doing her damage. So 3 damage takes him down from a 15 to a 12. Done. Switch over to Iron Man. We got our hand. We have a science card. We don't have any punch cards whatsoever. I don't want to get rid of this though to play that. So I won't be aerial this turn. I'm going to use Helicarrier. I'm going to toss Tenacity and Heroic Intuition so I can play my Mark 5 armor, which gives me 6 hit points. So I go up by 6 right now. I'm now at 14. I can't really use Pepper's ability for anything. Like, I'm trying to think here. I can reduce the cost of that down to 2. I know I need something else in my hand. I'm down just 1 card. Okay, so that's a burn card, I guess. Can't use Pepper. And then I'm going to use the helmet, which I can remove a threat. And then I'm going to use Iron Man's effect to do that. Oh, I know what I can do. This will be awesome. That's kind of risky. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to flip over into Tony Stark. I'm going to look at the top 3 cards in my deck. I'm going to keep 1, toss the rest. Oh, switch order. I'm going to hold on to Repulsor Blast. Then I'm going to use... Oh, I need to be a hero. Okay, never mind. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Oh. And my turn. I can draw up again. Ready up. Everyone's ready. Four armor pieces. I get 5 armor pieces and I can start having a lot of fun, but not yet. Peter Parker's not discarding that. He gets 5 cards down. Added to his hand. I am going to discard nothing because I want strength to stay on top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Arc reactor. That's going to be great. Okay. Stop saying great so much, dum-dum. Okay. This goes up by 2 first of all. And then he's stunned, so this doesn't matter. He's just going to scheme. So he schemes for 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 so far. And then 1 plus nothing is 1. So it goes up by 3. It's only at 5. Dealing a counter card to each player. Flip. Oh. Attached to Rhino. When Rhino attacks, he gains overkill. At the end of the attack, discard charge. So now he's at +4. Oh, what's this card? When revealed, discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards are discarded this way, get search. I'm going to get rid of the rocket boots. Oh, no. Oh, you suck. Okay, rocket boots are gone. Pass the token over. Okay. I'm going to use Tony Stark's ability first. Top 3 cards, which is all I have left, funny enough. And I get to add 1 card to my hand. I'll take Heroic Intuition. I want the Arc Reactor played this turn. So I'm going to do that right now. By paying with energy. At the 2 cost. I use Tony Stark's ability. Flip over into Iron Man. Now I'm going to use Pepper. I'm going to use the Helicarrier. So 1, 2. This reduces it so it's down by 3. I'm going to toss Emergency so I can play the Avengers Mansion. Max 1 per player. Exhaust it. Choose a player. They draw a card. I'm not going to choose myself this round. And then, so those are tapped. I'm going to toss Heroic Intuition so I can play Repulsor Blast. This is going to suck, but this is a very good rule to know for the game. So first, deal 1 damage to the enemy. Hey, you know what? I don't want to toss that. Hold it. I'm just going to toss Heroic Intuition so I can play First Aid. I can heal 2 damage from any character. I'm going to choose Peter Parker because Iron Man can kind of take a beating. He can't. Why am I being dumb? Yeah, this is fine. Just leave it. Okay, we're Iron Man again. I'm not aerial, so I can't use the effect like I want. But exhaust the helmet, remove a threat. I can remove 2 thwart. So I'm just going to replace this with a 1. And then I'm going to use the Arc Reactor. Exhaust the Arc Reactor, ready Iron Man. So I'm just going to ready him again. And then I'm going to use the 2 thwart again to get rid of that. Excuse me. That was disgusting. I can do better. And I'll just sit on that. Then I'm going to use the Avengers Mansion to end my turn and force this dude to draw a card. Cool. Hawkeye. I don't know why, but whenever I say Hawkeye, it sounds to me like I'm saying hot guy, and I don't know why. Like Jeremy Renner's not my type or anything, but apparently sounds like he is. Okay, I've done everything I wanted. These are technically exhausted. Just so people don't say like, oh, he's cheating. See, you can't see the full board. It'll look better when I can actually get more people here and I can mess with the camera more and test stuff. But not an option right now. And I really just want to play this. Oh, cool. I can web them up again. That's kind of a jerk move. Okay. Peter Parker's effect. I can generate a science resource, which I'm going to use to play a web shooter. So I got to put the 3 tokens on it again. I usually use dice for this. I just don't. I want you to have the experience like someone just like buying out of the box and get it. That's why I'm not even using the newer cards. I'm going to use Hawkeye. Put him in play. He enters play with 4 arrows on him. Oh, that's a waste actually. I'd love to, but it's not just not going to cut it. Ooh, this is fun. Okay. I'm going to tackle Black Cat for 2, first of all. Takes him down to 10. I have a card called Get Ready. It costs nothing, and it just readies an ally. So I'm just going to play that. Ready her up again, make her attack again. So that's 2 more damage. You know what? I think I'm going to use Make the Call before. Ending that. Nah. I think Fury is a good idea, actually. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to... Okay. I'm going to leave this on the top of the discard pile. I'm going to play the card Make the Call. Wait a sec. There's a smarter move. Yeah, let's do smarter. Okay, first of all, flip over into Spider-Man. Now, because he's Spider-Man, I can use these as hero resources. I don't have to toss everything. I'm going to play the card Make the Call. And I have to pay 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can play Nick Fury from my partner's discard pile, aka this guy. Nick Fury has a really awesome thing. So forced response. After he enters play, choose one of these effects. Remove 2 threat, don't need to. Draw 3 cards or deal 4 damage to an enemy. I'm going to do 4 damage to Rhino. So now he's down to 4 health. So there's that. The only bad thing about Nick Fury is if he's there at the end of the round, discard him. Sucks, but it's what it is. So I'm going to use Nick Fury to attack for 2. Oh, this is no tokens. It's gone now. Let's see if I can readjust this a little bit more so you can see a board. I think that's better, but the glare is still kind of... Sorry for the glare. That is Nick Fury right there, and that's Mockingbird. He's attacking for 2. Mockingbird's going to attack for 1. So that's 3 damage. He's down to 1 health. And then these guys both take 1 damage because they have that symbol on them for damage after doing their basics. Is that everything I want to do? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, that's done. Let's look at my hand. I don't want to discard this. Now here's the interesting part. You'll notice here, no deck anymore, just discard pile. I need to draw cards. What I do is I shuffle this thing up, and to acknowledge that I had to, I have to deal myself an extra encounter card. So I'm going to shuffle this up really quick, same way I did before. I'm going to do a little cut. I'm going to do a normal shuffle. I'm going to do one of these. I'm going to plop it back down. That's done. And then I have to draw my hand up. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get a 5 card hand this time. And I'm just going to ready everything up right now. When I normally play Iron Man and it's just me by myself, I have a thing I do. I'll show you guys after because I get a kick out of it. Kind of a loser for it, but I don't care. Okay, 3 cards. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Ready all your stuff up. Remember, Nick Fury cannot be here at the end of this round. Everything's ready. Oh, Spider-Man would have attacked for 2. See, I misplayed, so I'm not going to rewind. This causes too many issues. First thing, he comes at Iron Man. He is stunned, so nothing happens. Second attack, he goes after Spider-Man. I don't need to defend with Spider-Man specifically. I can use someone else. I'm going to use Nick Fury to defend this. A little assault. So first, flip a card up. So it's 2 plus 2 is 4. But then 5, 6, 7, 8. When he attacks, this attack gets overkill. Excess damage from the ally gets dealt to the ally's controller. But then you discard charge. Okay. Excuse me. So 2, 4, 5, 8. 8 minus 2. Make sure we put this back in its spot. 8 minus 2 is 6. So Spider-Man just took a lot of damage. He's down to 3 health. I have other people to defend for him if I have to, so I'm not too worried about that. Did all my attacks I was supposed to. Oh, at the end of the attack with this card, discard it. So that's done. I don't have the 3 resources to spend to get rid of that thing, so I'm just not going to. I have to deal another card to Iron Man. I'm going to put it underneath the first one for the redrawing. First thing. So, villain attacks me. Sucks, but whatever. 1, 2, 3. Mockingbird's going to defend. 3, 4. Mockingbird's out. There's no overkill, so I don't have to take any personal damage. And then he's going to go after Spider-Man. Oh no, I don't have to do that. I did what I was supposed to with... Where did I go? There. Yeah, just attacks. Then I got to do the second card. So this one has an ability called Guard. I can't attack the villain as long as this thing's in front of me, but it only affects Iron Man. Because he's engaged with Iron Man. He's going to be gone right away though. And Spider-Man. Explosion. If Bomb Scare is in play, Bomb Scare is not. If it's not, gain Surge. You just take the next card of the deck. Rhino heals 4 damage. If no, oh my goodness. So now he's back up to 5 this time. There. That's resolved. And we pass this back there. We want to get rid of the Hydra Mercenary as quick as possible. I just don't like them. Alright, first, Power Leadership. Which, if I'm playing it for a leadership card, I double the resources it gives. Maria Hill's in play now. When she enters play, each player draws a card. Oh, also, this one up by 2. I kind of ignored that. See, now that stuff will correct, as it should. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Tony, can I use your helicarrier? Sure you can, buddy. You can request actions in this game, thus the cooperative nature. Reduces next card I play by 1. I'm going to play Webbed Up by tossing the Spider Tracer Ingenious. And that's done. And now Webbed Up is on this guy again. Still got enhanced Spidey Senses. That card, I've had it pretty much since the beginning of the game. It is not going to go away. It's just too good to not have. Okay, last thing. Black Cat. Attack for 2. Let's do 2 damage to him. And then Maria Hill is going to attack for 1. She has to take 1 damage herself. The mercenary is gone. Iron Man can now attack him if he wants. And the last thing is Spider-Man is going to do 2 damage to him. He's not meant to thwart, so we're not going to make him thwart. Okay. That's turn. Switch over to Iron Man. Draw. I don't draw. Dum-dum. Okay, I have a hand. I don't need to play like that. Okay, actually, first thing I'm going to do is Avengers in Action to draw myself a card. That's why I was thinking it's a good idea to do that. I don't have any science cards in my hand, so that seems kind of a waste. Then I'm going to play War Machine this time. I have to pay 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There, like that. So 4 to put War Machine into play. He's got 4 health. I rarely use his ability just because I just don't like it. So exhaust him and deal 2 damage to him. Deal a damage to each enemy. It's rare where there's enough enemies to make that worth my time. I'd use him for his attack. That's what he's for. Then... Man... I guess he could attack. Yeah, that's what we're going to do, I think. We're going to play Repulsor Blast for 1. Oh, it sucks, though. Dude. You know, I'm going to overpay for it. Pepper Potts, I get the energy card. Repulsor Blast. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. So deal my 1 damage first. And then top 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 damage for every lightning bolt. If I get 1 lightning bolt, we're in the next round. Lightning bolt, we're in the next round. Bad thing is you can't just stop halfway through. So 2 lightning bolts, 3 lightning bolts. That would have been a really good one. That was 4 lightning bolts. So he goes down to 0. Now, remember the rule. You have to beat him twice. So I stopped. I keep the cards on him that are supposed to be on him after. Stage 1's gone. And now I put stage 2 out. Now, stage 2, his stats change. So he goes up by 1 attack, so he's at 3 now. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for breaking and taking side scheme. Reveal it, shuffle the encounter deck. Now, I know where it is, so I'm going to grab it. It's in the discard pile from earlier. There's only one of them, luckily. So yeah, there's a title on it, breaking and taking. So that comes into the game. And remember, it starts with 2 and it gets 1 additional one per player. In this case, so we're going to have 4. And it does instruct me afterwards to shuffle the encounter deck. Even though I didn't look in it, it tells me to, so I'm going to. Okay, that's done. Now, that has 4 on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I could do this to remove 3 threat. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. We'll just do that. So I'm going to play 4 Justice. It requires that I pay with it double the number of resources if it's for a Justice card. So boom, boom. It only knocks off 3 because I didn't use a Science resource. And I know Wild, you might think, oh, it should count for everything. It doesn't in this game. It has to be the printed resource to get the extra effect. Now, I'm going to use the Mark 5 helmet, exhaust it to remove a threat from a scheme. I'm going to remove the threat off of Break-In and Take-In so that it's off the board again. I'm going to... Oh, his health. His health went up to 30, by the way. I'm going to thwart for 2, first of all. And then Break-In is good to go again. I'm going to exhaust Arc Reactor to re-ready him. And he'll attack for 1. And then War Machine will attack for 2. Grand total of 3 attack. He's down to 27. I think that's everything I can do with all my guys, so we're good. We can do this all up again. So, I know, actually, I'll do this in proper order, so, not, yeah. 3, 4, so 5 card hand. Not bad. I can ready everything up. Ooh, I like that card a lot. So he's good to go. All the homies are good to go. And then his turn, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get a 5 card hand. No armor in there, unfortunately, but it should be okay. And then ready everything up again. Am I finally gonna be Ariel? Nope. Okay. First of all, he goes to attack the first player. He's webbed up, so webbed up's gone, and then he is stunned. He goes to attack Iron Man, who should be readied. And War Machine took 1 damage attacking. The stun goes away. There, world makes sense again. And also this went up by 2. I really gotta stop ignoring that. Then we deal a card to each player. 1, 2. Spider-Man's thing first. So, you can't remove threat from the main scheme as long as you see that exclamation icon. And it starts with 4 threat. Which is fine, because as you probably realized already, Tony Stark is built to get rid of threat. Now Iron Man's card, gang up. The villain and each minion engaged with you attack you. So he attacks me with 3. Maria Hill's going to defend that for me. So 4 plus 0 is 4. Which I guess technically he could have just taken, or whatever. She's off the field. He's defended. We're good. You'll notice with leadership, you got a lot of meat shields. All encounter cards dealt with. Move it over. First thing we have to do, we're going to exhaust Avengers Mansion and draw a card right now. Oh, that is not what you want to see right now. I'm happy about it, but also not really. Ooh. I was hoping for something else. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 4 cost from Genius and Strength. So I can play Daredevil. I'm just going to leave up here. Response. After he thwarts, deal a damage to an enemy. That'll be nice. I'm going to use... that's tempting. I'm going to use Pepper's ability. Generate the top resource card of my discard pile. I'm going to use Rocket Boot's ability. Exhaust it and spend a science resource, aka a genius. I'm now aerial until the end of the turn. This will affect any cards with aerial effects like my Mark 5 helmet. So Mark 5 normally takes 1 threat off of 1 scheme. I'm going to exhaust it while I'm aerial. I can take 1 off of each scheme since I'm aerial. So that's done. Second thing that's going to happen, I'm going to play a Repulsor Blast. by discarding Tenacity. Okay, cost first, card after. 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 damage right now. Nothing. Nothing. 3 damage. 5 damage. 5 damage. Okay. Down to 22 health. Okay, so far so good. I could have just played it for free if I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking. I'll use Helicarrier on him, I guess. Trying to think again. Thinking's not my strong suit. You can't remove threat from the main scheme. Never mind. Okay. So this had 1 on it. This had 1 on it. Still aerial, but the Mark V helmet hasn't been tapped. Here's what's going to happen. Daredevil is going to thwart for 2. When he thwarts, I deal a damage to an enemy, and I do a damage to him. The damage from this doesn't really change, so I'm not going to bother touching that. Huh. I guess it's okay. Now what? Iron Man's going to thwart for 2 as well to get this gone. And then it just kind of made me being aerial this round redundant. Okay, crowd control's gone. I'm going to exhaust the arc reactor to re-ready Iron Man so that he can thwart again, and the break-in is now under control again. War Machine's going to attack for 2. So 2 damage takes him from 21 to 19. That's done. I think that's everything I want to do this turn. Because, yeah, the helmet's kind of pointless. Yeah. I'm going to use a Helicarrier and I'm going to choose Spider-Man. He can play a card for 1 cheaper. Because why not? Okay. Got a good hand, but it just doesn't mean anything this time. So here's what's going to happen first. Black Cat. Attack for 2. And then Spider-Man attack for 2 as well. That's 4 damage. He's down to 15 health. I'm going to play Get Ready to re-ready Black Cat. So she can attack again for another 2. So down to 13. And then I'm going to use reduce the resource cost of the next card that player plays a turn. Oh man, okay. Gotta do this in proper order so we don't screw it up. He's up to 15. She's still exhausted. We didn't play Get Ready. Okay, Web Shooter. So it reduces my next card down by 2 now. I'm going to get rid of Power of Leadership so that I can play Swinging Web Kick. Hero action. Deal 8 damage. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take him down to 7. And now I'm going to play Get Ready. And it's going to do 2 more damages. Black Cat attacked again. There. Done. Okay. I'm going to toss this card from Iron Man's hand. I still only have 4 armor pieces, so I still only get a 5 card hand. Oh man, you're just not getting the rest of them. Normally, I don't play Repulsor Blast as much as I have until I have at least 6 pieces of armor. I'm just greedy though, I guess. Tonight, because I just want to play quick. So I get 3 cards. I'm not tossing any of the cards in my hand. Ready everything up. Oh, they both took a damage. I ignored that for some stupid reason. Let's try that again. There. You guys both took your damage like you were supposed to. He's down to 5 health right now. First of all, he comes at Iron Man. Iron Man is just going to take it and not defend, because I'm going to defend for Spider-Man with someone else. So 4 damage plus nothing is just 4. Goes from 14 health down to 10. And then he comes at Spider-Man, and War Machine's going to defend. So 3, 4 plus 2 is 6 damage. There's no overkill. So War Machine's the discard pile now. He's still good, even though I could have played my card. That means I didn't defend though. Whatever. Then we have deal cards to each player. Flip. Rhino attacks you. If a character is damaged by this, that character is stunned. He's going to attack Daredevil. 4 plus 2 is 6. So he's sent to the discard pile. Sorry, buddy. I was kind of hoping you'd be the one to end it, but apparently not. Then attack again. Ooh, when revealed, deal damage to each hero. So now, because he's a minion, he actually is entangled with Spider-Man. And it said each hero. Nah. Yeah, everyone takes 1. So 1 damage for Black Cat. Then 1 damage to each of you. You're down to 9. You're down to 2, even though I'm not really worried about it. And then you move over here. First of all, I got 2 backflips in my hand. I could have just had fun. Black Cat attack for 2. Takes him down to 3 health. I have another get ready in my hand to ready an ally. I'm going to re-ready her and I'm going to re-attack with her so that he's down to 1. Then Spider-Man will attack for a game. He's down to 0. So that's first round. I'm going to try and play the rest of the games a lot cleaner than having to lean forward and grab stuff all the time, but still fun. I want to show you the cards in the hand that I was sitting on with Spider-Man that are just way too good to not keep. So first one, Enhanced Spider Senses. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. There are cards you just don't want to deal with, period. Like, for instance, the card Shadows from the Past. I can explain that one in a game where it actually gets played. You just cancel it. You don't draw another card. It never happened. And Backflip, which this is just awesome. So it's an interrupt on defense. When you would take any kind of damage from an attack, prevent all the damage. It's like that big damage I could have taken from overkill. If I had had this in my hand and I was defending, I would have taken nothing. Which is just awesome. Now, I told you guys I was going to show you my little 1-player setup for Iron Man. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to clean up Spider-Man's side. I'll separate the cards after the game, after the recording's done. So Pepper Potts is hit or miss. I don't always hit her all the time. But usually Iron Man is at the center of my board. And let's find the rest of the pieces, which there were none left in the deck at all. None in the hand at all. Had to think about that for a sec. That was a little sad. There you go. Okay. So you put the helmet up here, power gauntlet here, boots, gauntlet. This is where it gets a little confusing. Put that there and I'll put that over top. Because really this just gives you a health increase, that's it. Oh, I'm having to see it a little bit better. So yeah, character customization screen. If you took this away, you get 5 pieces of Exodia. You got your feet, you got your hands, you got your head. And because of how good Iron Man is, these are all tech upgrades, so my hand goes up by 1 for each one to a max of 7. So when I can get this board full, I have a 7-card hand at the end of every turn. I never switch back to Tony Stark ever again, unless I need to heal, which just, that's very rare when that happens during a game. Now, you didn't see them in the game, so I'm just going to explain these guys. Power Gauntlets, you can get up to 2 of them in play. So when you're a hero, you can attack, exhaust it, deal 1 damage. You can deal 2 damage if you're aerial, which is just awesome. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Next time I'm going to take on the next villain from the box, which is Claw. And I'm going to use Captain Marvel. And I'm thinking She-Hulk, even though I should have used Black Panther. You know, Captain Marvel can be for the last game, but definitely, yeah, She-Hulk and Black Panther. So, hey, pop up for the next one. Hopefully see you then. So I ended this with 2 health on Spider-Man, 9 health on Iron Man. I played a Justice Iron Man, and I played a Leadership Spider-Man. Both really fun decks. I'll take this apart, set up the next game, probably record it tomorrow. Till next time.